All right, guys, so here we are. Now we're gonna do example number one, and as we read through this, let's see if we can figure this out together. All right, variable costing. So you have Molly Company has the following information for the month of March. They have sales of 912,000. Their variable cost of goods sold, fixed costs, fixed manufacturing costs, variable selling and administration expenses, fixed selling and administration expenses. So the question is asking us in A, B, and C to determine the following. They want us to figure out what is the manufacturing margin, the contribution margin, and the income from operation. Now, what you should probably know is probably very useful to pull up the variable costing template right next to you. And so if you don't have that, I'm going to briefly write it here. So it's going to be sales less your variable cost of goods sold equals your manufacturing margin, MM. And then we're going to subtract out the variable selling and administration expenses to give us our contribution margin. And then we're going to subtract out our fixed costs, and your fixed costs can be split out into manufacturing costs and selling, fixed selling and administration expenses. And then what you have is your income from operations. Okay. All right. So with that, now what we're going to do is go ahead and plug those numbers into our formula to figure out the numbers that we're looking for. Okay. So let's start with sales. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so we can fit it all. Okay. All right. So our sales amount as listed here is $912,000. And then we're going to subtract out our variable cost of goods sold, which is $474,000. And the difference between the two, here we go, 912 minus 474. We come up with $438,000. $438,000. So that will be our manufacturing margin. Okay, so $438,000. All right, then from here, we're going to multiply, don't listen to me. From here, we're going to subtract out our variable cost of goods sold. So then we're going to subtract out our variable selling and administration expenses, which comes out to $238,100. And once we do that, we come out with a total for contribution margin of $199,900. That's what's gold here. All right, and so then we're going to subtract out our fixed costs. I'm going to just group them together, or you can just do it however you want to do it. But here's our fixed manufacturing costs, and here's our fixed selling and administration costs. Right, so if we maybe add those together, we have $82,000 plus our $54,700. Our total fixed cost comes out to $136,700, right? And so if we subtract that from our contribution margin of $199,900, our total comes out to a total of $63,200. That is our income from operations. So hopefully that makes sense. So the biggest thing you need to maybe take from here is that this represents our formula for variable costing. Okay, so make sure you know the difference between variable costing and absorption costing. All right, so with that, we're going to go ahead and stop this video, and we are now going to move on to the next section where we talk about inventory level.